All right, we're live.
All right. Welcome to the Bitching Dead. We are your host, Bekah, Tara, and Farid. We are a fairly new webcast from the minds at the Geeky, and we are here to bitch about stuff and things because someone has to do it. If you've not seen the most recent 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, please turn back now. We are not responsible for any spoilers that you hear. We did warn you.
If you're listening to this as a podcast, please remember that this is recorded live, so we aren't exactly sure what's going to happen. Please forgive us for any technical difficulties or accidental or intentional swears. You can join the conversation with the hashtag #TheBitchingDead.
All right. Would like to remind all of you that the views expressed on this webcast are those of the host as individuals and do not necessarily represent the Geeky or the webcast itself as a whole.
every every time you say that, I just kind of think, I don't know though. We all hate The Walking Dead, so
honestly, we use the same disclaimer for feeling,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I can count on one hand the number of times that we've had like mild disagreements about something. And when I say mild, it's like, I like this actor, and someone's like, I don't really love that actor, but I understand where you're coming from. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a feeling that we're not gonna run too over, because there's really not a lot of substance. It's like an air sandwich. There's bread and nothing in the middle. So we had Still Gonna Mean Something, which was episode 14. And Tara actually liked this episode, which I think is kind of a rare thing. When she messaged me and told me, I was like,
and
what?
I watched it a second time, which I haven't done with a single episode this season, because I had to, like, let's be fair, I watched it. I had Monday the 2nd off for Easter. So like we had people over for Easter and I was drinking and we were playing games, and then like people left and people went to bed and I was up by myself because I was the only one that didn't have to work. So I watched it late at night after I'd had some drinks, and then the next day I was like, I got to make sure that I actually liked this episode. So I'm watching it again, and I think I didn't like it as much maybe the second time, but and when I say I liked it, I mean like this was the best episode out of a whole shit ton of awful episodes, not just this season but last season too. So like me saying I liked it is like, that's some weak praise, because as compared to like episodes of The Walking Dead seasons ago, it was still awful. But as
Yeah,
compared to what we've gotten used to, it wasn't so bad.
yeah. I mean, even Tiny Days. What is it? What's it that is it Eugene says it or Negan says it? The nicest flowers grow in the biggest piles of shit. I don't remember what it was, but this is not really true in this case. Um, but yeah, so we'll go ahead. So Tara liked it. Tara, what did you like about the episode?
So as for the usual, I had to go back through the messages that I sent you while I was watching it. I mean, this isn't even necessarily something that I loved about it, but like toward the beginning of the episode, Michonne mentioned Andrea, and I was like, Andrea mentioned in the wild. Oh my god! Like, because these characters that have died, they don't even mention Glenn that much, and he like was the big Negan death. Like
Yeah.
Abraham, he's gone, guys. He never existed. Like, I think they kind of like mentioned Denise without saying her name more than they mentioned Glenn or Abraham, and only because Tara and Daryl are constantly like about the Dwight thing
Yeah.
recently. But yeah, like I don't know. I just liked it. It was kind of, it was maddening, but it was also sort of cathartic watching Morgan and Rick team up and be like, I don't know, Like I don't know, like they just kicked ass. They teamed up, they kicked ass. I don't really agree with the whole like Rick especially just completely losing his humanity. I get they're trying to do it because of the whole Carl dying thing, but like I don't love it. I like comic book Rick so much, and this is not comic book Rick. But yeah, it was still cool to watch them kind of have their moment together and kick some ass. So yeah, I think there were probably other things. I also I felt kind of involved in the episode the whole time. Like most days when I watch Walking Dead, because I usually watch it the day after. I don't stay up for it. I'm always kind of half like playing it in the background while I'm doing other things, and like I might turn my head and like listen to a conversation or watch a scene that sounds like it's got a lot going on, but this was the first time I like was able to watch the episode and feel interested for the majority of it. I also liked, I weirdly, I'm shocked to say this, but I liked kind of the Jadis and Negan stuff. So I liked him telling her about Lucille. I still I know Bekah in your note in the notes here you have like the her bedroom setup. It's like how the fuck is it so clean?
I'm guessing because she never went in there. No, don't laugh at me, Farid. Don't laugh at me.
It might be true. I would be like, it might be true. She might have never gone in there. It felt like a very IKEA, like an IKEA setup. Like she went to IKEA. But when did she get those things though? Before the apocalypse? Because she did mention that she used to come here. So maybe she already had that room set up.
Yeah, I there's no explanation for it. Like I honestly thought it was a flashback until I realized that she had Negan's bat with her.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
But then like she has Negan's bat, so it can't be. So
Yeah.
the place is still like spot unless it was some sort of weird nonsense dream sequence thing and the place is actually like a fucking trash pile like the rest of her home. But like uh yeah, like if it weren't for that bat, I would have thought it was a flashback. It was so spotlessly clean. And yeah, her never going in there is like the only like logical explanation I can think of, because no, unless she gets undressed every time she walks in there. But even then it would still there's no cleaning products. Even if she's wiping the dust off of everything, it would never stay that clean. It would never stay that clean. Not 600 whatever days after this whole thing started.
Tara, I think you are forgetting about the zombies that mow the grass. They're also housekeeping zombies.
Oh.
Yeah.
They shuffle around. That's what she does. She like puts clean shoes on them with like I think there's actually things that you can get where you can put like Swiffer mop things on the bottoms of your shoes, and they like shuffle around cleaning it for her. I mean, except for the fact that they're like rotting and like whatever, but you know, it's fine.
Well, I mean, we all know that she likes to manipulate walkers into crazy, weird ass positions, which she had that one like impaled on a, I don't know what it was. Oh, it was like a pallet lifter or something. Like we used to use those at Toys R Us. We called them boats. And that's what it looked like to me. But you know, talk about the walker that was like strung up like this and it had the thing through its head. You can remember that?
Yeah, the one she brought towards Negan, right?
Yeah, I don't understand why.
The thing that was like attached to the.
Yeah, like why did she bring that over to him? Like it's like I don't understand. It's not like he could bite him or go anywhere. Like
I don't know.
Performance artiste. I don't know. Like that's the only explanation. I mean, I liked it. I liked the time hopping was weird. I liked her in the jeans and the flannel with the boots and her hair pulled back. I did like that. I was like, oh. And whenever she plays Jed, at the beginning, I was like, okay, so we see, I mean, it's not necessary, the time hopping, but they love to play with time. In The Walking Dead, they just love it. Farid, did you have any favorite moments? I saw that you didn't write anything.
I have nothing for this episode. I Even if I try to like select a favorite moment, there is nothing for me. This episode was I don't I should have skipped it. I shouldn't have watched this episode. Nothing literally happened. No favorite moment.
What was the name of it again? Still gotta mean something. Where do they get some of these names?
I don't know, but like when we were watching it, my dad said, I'm sure it means something. It's just the gold mine. My dad he's kind of an odd one, but he just has these gold mine, like he narrates it with me. And I feel like he would know what to do on this webcast, but he did have one. And the quote was, I'm sure it means something to someone somewhere, and maybe we'll find out before this whole show collapses. And I was like, oh,
Your dad is savage.
he is so savage. He's so sassy and so salty. He's like Ron Swanson. But I don't know. But he's so snarky about it. Like he's so snarky and so bitchy, and he would fit in really well. And he gets so mad about the same things I get mad about. He's like, that wasn't in the comics. I don't read them, but I know he read a little bit of them. I know he really liked The Governor, and he's upset that Negan has been continuing on as long as he has been. Anyway, so I guess we'll move on to least favorite moments, which there's a lot of these here.
I'll let you guys go first. I think you have more than I do.
I mean, the only thing that I wrote was the whole Carol thing. Now, I like Carol when she's in the episode, but in this episode, I didn't like her. It felt really weird, the interaction she had with Morgan about wanting to save Henry. But then again, I think that the writers wanted to mirror the whole past thing where she wasn't strong enough to rescue Sophia way back. Because Henry was stuck, like the place where Henry was stuck, it felt very similar to where Rick left Sophia. It that place kind of reminded me of that same place where Rick was like, Sophia, you need to hide, I'll come back for you.
I noticed that too.
And when they all came back, Sophia wasn't there. So I think the writers were trying to be clever or something. Like, look, Carol is now able to save a child. We all hate that child, but Carol is able to save him.
Oh my gosh. I have not hated a child this much since Sam. You remember? Mommy. I did not.
Oh, was he the one who was Rick's girlfriend's kid?
Alexander Breckenridge's youngest one, the one that like gets eaten first and was like complaining the whole time.
Yeah.
I haven't. Let's see here. Top 3 hated children: Henry, Sam, and Ollie from Game of Thrones. Like savage little bitch ass children. I'm sorry, not sorry. Meet me outside and we'll fight about it. Like.
Yeah, a lot of people hated on Sophia, but like she wasn't there that long, and
I liked her.
She was just a little girl and she ran away. Like that's a huge difference from what this kid is doing. And a lot of people hate on Carl too, and like Carl got on my nerves sometimes when like in the earlier seasons, but like it was never like I hate him. He's way worse in the comics. I think show Carl was a huge improvement on comic book Carl.
The show Carl is annoying, but I don't necessarily hate him. Like he's annoying. He's an annoying kid who ended up growing on me as the seasons went on. But yeah, I can't with the comic book Carl. I can't with him.
Yeah, he's also so much younger in the comics, but also like instead of growing up and kind of getting a little bit less annoying as he grows up like he did in the show, or a lot less annoying in my opinion, in the comics he gets like he kind of starts being cool, and then no that's actually not true. He's always horrible. I was like he starts being okay, he starts growing up a little bit. No, he's always kind of annoying and like trying to do his own thing, and I'm just like, what are you doing, kid? Anyway, yeah, I mean, I also agree, Farid, like Carol was not great in this episode. I actually like at some point I messaged Bekah and I was like, it's Curl, like Durl with no
Curl.
Curl, the Carol and Morgan like buddy cop nonsense when they first went out searching for Henry, I was like, ugh. But yeah, she wasn't. I don't know. I feel like they've like not known where they were going or what they wanted to do with her character for a while, and they're kind of doing the same thing with Morgan too, where it's like these like severe like ups and downs with their characters. It's I get that what's going on is going to what's happening and what's going on is going to like affect them, but I feel like once you're on a path, while you may change your mind eventually, it wouldn't be so sudden, you know?
Yeah, and it's too soon. I mean, it's not like Morgan was crazy like 2 years ago, or if Carol hadn't tried to run away and Morgan found her like 5 years ago. Apparently, not much time has passed, and these two characters are changing their mentality way too fast, as if the writers don't necessarily know what to do with them. It feels weird. Like, how long was it? When did Morgan go to find Carol when she ran away? A month? 2 months ago?
I don't remember.
We've been stuck in this hell for like 3 years, or no, for no,
No,
2
really,
years.
like,
but it's only been like 3 weeks in Showtime. Just cut that shit out. Come on now.
I mean, yeah, I honestly don't remember when it was that he went after her, and I, I get that Morgan like killed that guy, and that kind of like broke him again or whatever, but like he's like practically season 3 clear Morgan again. It's like everything that happened since then has just disappeared.
I mean, he does see Gavin a lot with the stick through him, and then he sees Henry dead too. And I was thinking, oh my God, Henry's gonna die and he's gonna bite him. And I was playing, please God, be dead. All I wanted for Henry was for him to die. I really did not care for him at all. Like I was just like, okay, bitch, bye bye. But he made it out, and I was like, God dang it.
Nobody wants you, Henry. Also, Morgan, they really like giving Morgan these sort of, they think they're clever, but they're not really clever shticks. Like first the clear thing in season 3, and now his like everybody turns. Like, yeah, we get that it's a double meaning. How clever, Walking Dead. You're super clever. Super clever. No, you're not. Like the show, they think they're so clever, and they're just not. Like I don't the thing is, I don't think they've ever been clever. Like that wasn't why I watched this show. And they go through these sort of like phases where they try to force this sort of like artsy shit on us, and or like these like clever like things like Morgan, and his everybody turns thing. It's like, this is not what you guys do well. And like nowadays you don't really do anything well, but like this is really not what you do well. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. I'm looking over my least favorite moments. Hoping Henry had been dead. Don't care for him. I was kind of weird about Negan, like Janice letting Negan go. Like I wasn't really sure what it was supposed to mean. Like, did they bond? Did they make him relatable to Jadis? I don't understand. And then Tara magically forgives Dwight, I guess, an eye, like the eye for an eye or whatever. Daryl is still mad though. Like he's mad as hell. And so,
well, he also like thinks that Dwight like turned on them or whatever.
Yeah.
Like so Tara has finally come to this like, oh, Dwight didn't turn on us. Plus he like also didn't kill me. That's great. Like and I guess yeah, he didn't just not kill her. He did save her.
Yeah.
By
shooting her.
Yeah. But like I don't know. I feel like the back and forth between the two of them is so annoying, and I don't know, man. Who cares? I just don't like. I don't care what Daryl and Tara think about Dwight. I don't think it's gonna matter in the long run either.
Well,
there might be eventually some sort of like argument between the three of them or something, or like maybe a one-on-one between Daryl and Dwight where they fight, but I doubt it. Like, when was the last time Daryl like straight up fought someone rather than kind of just
mm,
lurking in the background?
when was the last time they could afford him in the season? Tara,
Seriously.
your eyebrows just went.
Yeah. Seriously. I when was the last time Daryl did much of anything? Other like, yeah, he's involved in things that happen, but he's not like he kind of did or was part of that whole when they went after Negan's compound, whatever, like he kind of spearheaded that, but like was that this season or was that last season?
That was whenever they got in the offer truck.
Yeah.
That was that was this season, but like
Mm.
last, yeah, it was this season.
It's bad that I can't remember this shit.
I think we're kind of theories. Okay, so this episode actually gave us a theory, and Tara was very clever with this theory. So Negan picks up a hitchhiker, and he says, "You look like hell," and nobody knows who it is. So that kind of, like, I guess, spearheaded Tara into a fun little jaunt. So I'd love to know the results of this.
Well, to be fair, I think it was always kind of obvious. It was either probably Gregory or that Laura person, who, by the way, whose name I didn't remember. I just think of her as like the barcode tattoo, like neck tattoo chick or whatever. But yeah, I mean, Gregory, I made a poll on Twitter, and honestly, like I was drinking when I made the poll. That was the night that I watched the episode, and so I made this poll, and like Gregory was the one who won the poll. I'm trying to find it out. Oh, here it is. He won the poll. The other options I gave were Jadis, which people knew it probably wasn't Jadis, but there's a chance it was Jadis. And then I also added Carl, because I thought it would be like really hilarious if The Walking Dead actually had to or did like kind of backtrack on killing him and had him like the whole thing was a fake. And obviously that's not the case, because like, but I don't know, like honestly, like he could have even like been in league with Rick and Michelle. We never saw them bury his body. We heard a gunshot from outside like the church, and then like they buried something. So anyway, Carl was was like the, it's really probably not him, but it would be great and hilarious if it was choice. And then I threw Beth in there because when we were talking about it that Sunday night when we watched the episode, Becca and I, like we were just joking, like it could be like Alicia from Fear the Walking Dead. It could be, I don't know. I mean, we got like real hardcore both in our conversation.
Dale was one.
Yeah, Dale. And like on Twitter, Johnny Bronta, who was with us 2 weeks ago as our guest, we were going back and forth about how it was like it could be a character from the 100, because The Walking Dead is like the prequel to the 100 and everything. So Gregory won the poll with 45% of the votes. Carl actually had 26% of the votes. Beth had 16%. Jadis only had 13%. So two characters, one of whom we haven't seen since season 4, the first half of season 4, and the other of whom, like, we are pretty sure he was dead. He was dead. I guess we knew he was dead. But again, I thought maybe they would kind of backtrack on that. There's like this teeny tiny possibility. Like, they actually got more votes than Jadis, who is a still alive character who actually let Negan go in toward the end of this episode. So yeah, that was I let the poll run for like the full week, which was kind of stupid. Like it ended right around the time the episode aired, so it was over. But like it didn't need to run a whole week. Like it was an amusing thing. I'm shocked it got 62 votes. because you can, like, I can't vote in it, and you can only vote once per username on Twitter. So that means that, probably like 50 people or more voted in this poll. So
And I was 2 of those people. I voted for Beth on both accounts.
Well, right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I know some people may have more than one account, but like, I still think that it's probably unlikely that people cared that much about my poll that was obviously half a joke considering some of the options. So, I don't know.
Okay, coming to the other theory, what about the helicopter? Why would they show the helicopter again?
I don't know. And why is Jadis all of a sudden trying to like flag it down? Has she never flagged it down before, or does she know who it is?
She has it on a timer. She has her watch on a timer, and apparently it comes every single time at the same time. So I don't know, but like she has it, like her watch starts to beep, and she
because we did see the helicopter when Rick was going to Jadis.
Right.
And people thought it was a hallucination. So yeah, that helicopter, I guess it covers that area at some specific time. But then again, why does it do that? Like, it didn't stop to like rescue Jadis. It didn't do anything. It just turned around. Why are they flying the helicopter, and how are they getting the fuel to fly a helicopter around?
I don't think that they know that she's there, hence the reason why she has the flares.
But I mean, so has she? But that's the thing. So has she never? Has she never signaled this helicopter before? Because yeah, I agree. Like, they wouldn't necessarily know or see that she was there without her or someone trying to signal them. But like, has she or has she not tried to signal them before?
I don't know, and that's where there's a big hole.
Yeah.
In that thing in their storytelling, quote unquote, loose storytelling, I say. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that there are theories out there. What were you saying?
That's what I'm going to say. That it was just a writer's way to make the people excited or something, to come up with theories, because the ratings are very poor, and apparently no one even cared about the helicopter online.
Sorry, but no amount of helicopter is going to save this show. Unless they literally like drop in and it's like The Rock and Ian McKellen, and they're like, blah, and they kill everybody. Like, like, I really hope they just do something completely stupid, like, as a big, like, fuck you to all of their, like, contracts and stuff. But, anyway, so helicopters, still nonsense about that. Like, anyway, okay, so
I guess so. That's what I'm saying, though. Have you guys? Because I don't look up theories from this show. So, like, let me look it up.
I haven't seen
The Walking Dead helicopter theory, season 8.
Because like there have been a couple of helicopter instances before then.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze probably.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to hold it in. So I did find an article about when they will. Oh, good. We won't find out in season 8.
God damn it.
That's so, like, I don't even want to. I don't even know if I want to know what the theories are, because we're not going to find out anytime soon, right? Like,
somebody needs to punish them. Like,
the helicopter has been around since last season. Like,
was it last season?
Yeah, in season 2. There was a helicopter in season 2.
And season 1.
Yeah, that led the herd to Herschel's farm back in season 2.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the same one, because those were.
But helicopters have been around. I guess that's what the show is trying to say. The helicopters have been around. The theory that I read is that they're going to introduce the Commonwealth very soon, and that this helicopter belongs to the Commonwealth, because the whole story behind why Negan named his bat Lucille It happened in the comics when the Commonwealth was introduced, like
Okay.
right about that time, after Andrea's death. It happened then. But the show kind of fast forwarded or something.
Was Negan? He explains that was Negan's wife named Lucille.
Yeah, Negan's wife's name was Lucille in the comics.
Okay, because he explained it, and honestly, I totally
No. What did I do? I just hit something on my computer. Oh, because I'm in this article, and it like did a. This is first of all, that is the worst thing you can possibly have on your website is a pop-up that starts playing something that plays sound.
Yeah.
So fucomicbook.com.
And that too.
Wow. At least it was a Walking Dead thing and not something else. But
yeah.
I didn't write it down, but the fact that they did the whole Lucille baseball bat thing with Jadis, that's a scene that occurs between Negan and what's her name? Maggie.
Oh, Maggie.
Yeah, that's a scene that occurs between Negan and Maggie in the comic books. And after hearing this story, that's what leads to Maggie kind of forgiving Negan. So now that they have used that whole interaction in the show, and I'm like, now how are they going to make Maggie forgive Negan? Or is Lauren just not going to come back for season 9 or onwards?
I don't know.
So they just like took that scene out.
Do you think
what are you going to say?
Do you think that I think that this is the end? Like I think that she's gonna leave.
Yeah, maybe, but
I mean, they filmed this stuff. They filmed this stuff a while ago, though, so I kind of feel like I don't know, unless they've kind of been secretly trying to push her out. I don't know as if this scene, like that scene particularly, had anything to do with her leaving. But I mean, it does cut into what would have been her screen time. But I feel like if it had, I mean, not even I feel, if it had been Maggie that he was going to reveal it to in the show, it would have happened so much later. And even if you're not a comic book reader, I don't think it's that hard to figure out why Negan's bat is named Lucille.
Yeah.
Like, unless he named it after, like, I Love Lucy.
Yeah, Lucille Ball and bat makes total sense. I think we made the connection. So next episode, which it's called Worth, but it should be called Worthless because this episode sucked so much.
It was so boring. It was so boring. I just like I went from liking the episode the week before to being like, LOL, nope, yeah, fucking boring.
Usually what happens with me, I've noticed.
Yeah, the only thing I liked about this episode was the Eugene scene. And I'm like, stop like underestimating Eugene. He is a survivor. We all hate him, but he's a survivor and he survived. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah, doing weirdly heckin' gross stuff. No, it was nasty. It was so, like, I have this whole thing about, like, I'll go off on it in a second, but, like, I am so tired of Eugene. I am so tired. And that scene with him where he was gross, oh, God. But I'll get to that later. I'll get to that whenever we come to the least favorite part. I'll keep to myself until then.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
What? Wait, whenever he threw up on Rosita, you liked that?
I loved it. I was like, yeah, you're smart.
Oh my God. No, we need to find a new co-host. Farid, you're not allowed here anymore.
I mean, that was smart thinking. Because you know that he can't fight Rosita and Daryl, so he had to do something, and it was very unexpected. So that's something that I appreciated. That he did that. He thought of something. Oh, he couldn't bite anyone's crotch this time, so he decided to walk.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he bit somebody.
He will do anything to survive. Do not underestimate Eugene.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, I again, he is not the comic book character that I like. So I just
Such a
I get where
snob.
they're. I guess
I hate
I
it.
just keep hoping that there's something that they're gonna somehow fix it, and they
I
just keep
want to
making
share.
it worse.
It's like whenever you accidentally pour a stain on something and you're like trying to clean it up with water, but you keep spreading the stain out more and more because you ruined everything. That's really what it's like. It's like there's a stain on The Walking Dead, and they were like, let's clean it up. But they ended up making it so much worse. Um, okay, so a favorite moment Simon finally died. Thank God. Not in the way that I wanted him to die, which I was very disappointed. I wanted like an angsty, like whack a mole, like straight up set this motherfucker on fire. Like, and Negan says, he says to Simon, if you want to be the man, you have to beat the man. So I guess them fist fighting one on one without the bat makes sense, but still, like, I hated the whole equals. Like, no, pick Love Lucille, bash his fucking brains in. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted some violence.
But I think Negan. Gosh, I don't love show Negan all that much, and I think it's just it's not even that he's all that different from the comic book version. It's just like there's something about him that does not translate well to screen. Um, and but he recognizes, or at least I hope this is what the show is going for, but honestly this may be too intelligent of like an analysis for the show. My thought was like he understands that people were are kind of feeling jaded about his leadership with everything that's been going on. They've had a lot more losses than wins lately. Like, yeah, sure, they got loose of the the grip of the walkers that Rick and everybody sicked on them and whatnot, but like they lost a lot in doing that, and they've had a lot of steps backward recently, which is not what they're used to. So knowing that these people are probably jaded about his leadership, if he had just bashed Simon's head in, it wouldn't have carried the same weight, I think. I mean, and honestly, like there was no way Simon was going to beat him. Like Negan's plot armor is strong. So
yeah.
But also and like I wish I didn't want that. I didn't want like this stupid like yeah, I guess I should be thankful that I've been wanting to punch Simon in his big weird teeth for a long time now because he annoyed me. Like not even as a bad guy, he's just his face annoyed me. But like I guess I should be thankful that Negan did it for me, but like I really didn't want or need like a Negan Simon fist fight. It was lame and boring. I think that maybe they just didn't do it well.
I just think it wasn't done well. I don't know. I also just
here to watch 40 and 50-year-old men fist fight.
Yeah.
In the most boring manner possible. Like they could have choreographed it better. It was stupid. No one, I don't care how good you are at fighting, if you are more than 50 years old and you get punched 3 times in the face, you are not getting up.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't matter who punched you, you are not getting up.
Plot twist, Simon is actually 23 and the apocalypse made him go prematurely gray.
It was so stupid. It was boring.
Yeah, it was boring.
Yeah, it was boring.
Oh Lord.
What?
So yeah.
Okay, so least favorite moments. I think we already kind of started in on that.
Yeah.
Talked about the Negan and Simon fight. Tara, I know you had some feelings about Simon and Gregory, who is a piece of shit. Who, by the way, was not in the whatever. I don't remember what I was going to say. Like, my mind has been so out of the place today. Just go for it. Just Talk about words and things.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like least favorite moments in this episode, literally everything. Already dealt with the Simon and Negan nonsense. The Simon and Gregory thing, it was just and I don't even know why I'm focusing on the Simon and Gregory thing because the whole fucking episode was boring, but like for whatever reason, like I think that was just toward the beginning of the episode, and I like messaged you and I was like, oh my God, this conversation is so boring. And again, it maybe it was the most boring thing that happened in the entire boring episode. That's not saying much. But yeah, oh, so like whenever they're in the bullet factory with Eugene, there's like the music that they play is really weird and cheap sounding. Like I feel like in those moments I'm watching a Lifetime movie. Am I the only one who feels that?
No, I actually wrote. Now this was the music during when Carl was narrating. I think. Let me go back and look at my notes that I made because I did write something about the music. But I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Let me pull it up here. It says here. It says this music sounds like it's straight out of a romance novel. I said this Carl stuff is so heavy-handed. Please, I want a spear to go through his fucking head. Talking about Rick. And then I said, Michonne, it's illegal to read people's mail. And then I said they put Chandler's name back in the credits. Oh no. But yeah, no, the music was weird. It and like the sardine mac and cheese and garlic, like my dude, I have eaten some foul ass shit as a college student. There is stuff that I will never touch again. But really, sardines, mac and cheese, and garlic of all the nasty ass stuff. Really?
No wonder nobody liked him. Like his breath, he not even just his breath, his whole body probably reeked of that shit.
Ugh, fish and garlic, yummy, yummy.
Not just fish, man. Like, yeah, fish smells. Sardines are their own, like, nasty little tiny fish in a can. Ugh. Like a couple years ago. Actually, no, it was like a year, not even a year and a half ago. For my birthday, we had like a little house party where we played. We sort of like we'd gone away the weekend before my birthday. So for my birthday, we had a little house party, had some friends over, played some board games, and we ordered pizza. And Brian's brother got a pizza with sardines on it, and he didn't. It was like a small pizza, but he didn't eat the whole thing, and he left the leftovers. And the next day, it was like the only pizza that was left was these couple pieces of sardine pizza. And I was like, well, maybe if I just pick the sardines off. So I picked the sardines off and heated it up and took one bite and was like,
oh gosh.
Like the little bones and scales were imprinted in the cheese. Like why? Nobody likes sardines. That's a lie. I know people do, but they're horrible people.
It reminds me of Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs, the sardine factory.
I've never seen that, so.
Oh, it's so good, Terry. You gotta. It's very funny. It's got a lot of visual puns. There's a lake in the boat, but yeah, it's a cute series. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway. So yeah, weird Lifetime movie-esque music. And yeah, the kind of romance sort of cheesy romance music when Carl's voiceover was reading his letter, and like also the super close up on like Rick's cheek and like half his eye or whatever.
Yeah, that's whenever I wrote, I hope a sword goes through his fucking face. And I did hear, because I know that I'm gonna kind of pick up a little bit with the Gabriel thing, because like it's funny because all the notes that Tara wrote, I literally had written here. It says Crybaby Gabriel. I think I saw an anime like this once. Like, because Devil Crybaby or Crybaby Devil or whatever it is. The Limiter's
Crybaby.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he was trying to make the bullets defunct on purpose, and Eugene was
of course caught it.
Yeah, just by touching it, like he was able to tell. But I don't know. I just
yeah. Like I really need them to stop with the Crybaby Gabriel. Like he was one of the characters who I think has had a really great arc in the show.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people still don't like him, but I really liked him. And like right now, I get that he's in a really bad place after like literally everything has been collapsing around him. Like he's sick, he dealt with his like failed escape and the doctor dying and everything. But like, dude, like the sort of like whiny crying that he's doing right now, and I'm not talking crap about the actor or anything. Like I think that I actually think they're wasting him because I do think that he'd been so good up until recently, and please just stop making him such a crybaby.
Yeah.
Like please, because like in the comics he doesn't. Unless I am misremembering something, like he doesn't go through some sort of weird like whiny crybaby phase. So, right? I'm right about that, right?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think he does. He kind of gets to the point in the comics where he's been in the show and eventually becomes, I think, even a little more badass. And then, like, I'm not going to say anymore.
I'm sure he dies because everybody dies. Everybody turns.
Back up.
Oh gosh, what are we on next? Okay, so I've already kind of talked about this, but like, okay, so there has been a lot of gross stuff, and this is also in my review too, which I'm almost done with. But like we've had a lot of nasty stuff. We've had, walkers with their faces in the napalm walkers with their faces cemented to the ground. We've had Noah's death scene where he was literally eaten, alive, and like in front of what's his ass, Glenn, and like we have seen a lot of gore in this in this series, but nothing has been nastier than Eugene vomiting on Rosita. Like that is my number one squick. I cannot handle it. It is so gross. And I was like, and I screamed, like not like a yell, but like an actual scream when it happened. And I was like, and I threw my water bottle because like I don't know body fluids. No, don't do blood. That's fine. Just don't vomit on people. What the hell? The Walking Dead, like that is disgusting. That is not good storytelling. Like if
I
you
mean,
like,
it's not even just that for me. It was like the unrealistic nature of the projectile vomiting.
yes, and Rosita just stood there. If somebody threw up on me, I would throw the fuck up right back on them. Like I would.
I think, well, to be fair, they've been conditioned with like just nastiness for years now. So I get her not like really reacting. But and also I mean honestly, as I like 10 years ago, shoot, no, not even more than that. Like 13 years ago, if somebody had gotten sick in front of me, I could not handle it. But like after a few years of like being the only girl who was like sucking it up and holding my friend's hair back when they were puking, like you it gets easier after a while. And that's like just me living my easy life. Like this is a zombie apocalypse. They have dealt with some nasty shit. My
Yeah.
problem with the vomiting thing is the projectile nature of it. When you're sticking your fingers down your throat, you don't projectile vomit. Even if you did just eat, oh God, mac and cheese and sardines.
Exactly, and garlic. Yes.
And it was so much, the amount of it.
Yes, we know, Farid. We know. I'm just gonna I'm gonna print out a picture of Josh McDermott throwing up on Rosita, and I'm gonna have him sign it and be like, "For you, Farid." I will waste my money on that. Gosh, it just was so bad. I also got really tired of Negan threatening everybody. Like, how can you make like Dwight putting out a cigarette sound like a threat? Like everything was a threat, and there were a lot of questions instead of like answers. There were questions to questions. Also, I just think we need to get rid of Aaron at this point. Like, I think he's only existing now, and I'm not even going to apologize to my Aaron and Jesus shippers. Like, it's just to further the plot with Oceanside. That's the only reason. And I think that they're the secret cavalry is going to come in. And at the end, and that's what's going to put Negan in the doghouse. They're going to put him in jail, in Negan jail.
Yeah, I until you just mentioned it, I'd honestly forgotten that Aaron was even in this episode. Like I like now I remember all of the scenes of Aaron in the woods and Aaron in the mud and Aaron surrounded by the Oceanside people, but like
Aaron
until you
drinking water
mentioned
out of
it,
a coffee can.
like
Yeah.
until you'd mentioned it, I'd forgotten that was a thing that happened. And I liked Aaron, and like I think that they could have done something with his grief, something better, something more with his grief after Eric died. But like, The Walking Dead has never been good with handling people who are grief stricken. Like they go to such extremes with it, and that's not always how it is. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. But then again, as Becca said, Aaron is only being used to further the Oceanside plot.
Yeah.
He has, as a character, he has nothing to do. And talking about characters, where's Jesus? Where
Nobody
has he
knows.
been? Where is he? Why
Yeah,
isn't he back?
When was the last time we saw him?
He was in the episode with he was in the episode with everybody, I think. Or no, was he in the zombie burrito thing?
He was in an episode recently for like a minute.
And then he ran away.
It must have been something, or still gotta mean something, I'm pretty sure. Because I remember his hair looking slightly more musk than normal.
Was he in that episode? What happened in the beginning of that episode? Shit.
That's the Jadis episode.
I feel I'm trying to remember what happened in the very beginning. Like I remember the major scenes. I just don't remember but if the thing is I feel like the last time we saw him, it was just him as sort of a background character. He didn't do anything.
It was Alden. He was overseeing Alden, I think. Burying the bodies maybe or something like that.
Oh, you mean Good Guy Savior trademark?
Yeah. Alden, yeah, Good Guy Savior.
Yeah, Alden and Jesus are hooking up. That's the only explanation.
Oh my god.
I mean, I want to be like, no, I think Alden has pretty eyes and nice hair, and so like I personally want him to be straight, but like also go Jesus if he's not. So
talking about there was a scene in the beginning when Rick was reading the letter where what's the name of Ezekiel's right hand man?
Jerry. When Jerry is holding Gracie,
the baby. He's holding the baby and he does a twirl. That was a good scene. I mean, they aren't even. Yeah, I like that scene. It was okay. It was a background scene. I was more invested in that than seeing Rick read the letter and ugly cry or whatever Andrew Lincoln does.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, Rick crying, like, I was okay until the end when Michonne started reading Carl's letter to Negan, and I had been actually having an argument with a friend, and I was already kind of, like, emotional, and then I started just to cry, just big fat tears, and I was like, this isn't fair!
I mean, Carl's letter doesn't make any sense. He wants peace, but then I get Negan's point that all of this is Rick's fault.
Yeah.
All of this. Everything that has happened, it's Rick's fault. So it doesn't really make sense about Carl wanting peace and yada, 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 or whatever he wants or whatever he wrote in the letter.
I mean, yeah, I because Bekah had said like that she was like verklempt about the letter that Carl wrote to Negan. When I watched the episode, I was like,
it wasn't really that. It was just hearing his voice again, I think.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I cried when Carl died. I did. And I think I've talked about that before on here. I did. But like the letter, like his letter to Rick, like this whole weird story about him like holding Rick's hand at a cow pasture or some nonsense. I was like, what does this have to fucking do with anything? Like,
that was kind of,
like, yeah, sure. I have vague memories from when I was that little. Things like my grandparents took me to the Bronx Zoo, and there were like these little berries all over the ground, and my grandma is like a super clean freak and was like, don't step on the berries. And I like couldn't not step on them because they were everywhere. And then she got mad at me because I stepped in them and they got in her car. So I have these like really distinct memories from when I was a little kid. But like, if I was dying, that's not the thing I would write in a letter to my grandmother. And granted, that's not a great memory, but like, it's not, you don't look back on a memory from when you were 3 and be like, hey, I'm dying now, Dad. Remember when I was 3 and you held my hand at a cow pasture?
My earliest memory was standing in a dressing room with my mom at JCPenney's, and I had my Jasmine Barbie by the hair, and I was swinging her around in a circle, and her head came off of her body, and I was left holding the head, and my mom said I just started screaming, which giving me is not, I mean, I accidentally hit my grandpa in the face with the same Jasmine Barbie like a couple days later. Like it was my birthday.
When you put the head back on the Barbie, was it like never right again? It was always too puffy.
Oh my gosh. And then if you would pull up just a little bit, her head would always lean to one side because it was loose.
You kind of feel bad for Judith because if she ever has Barbies, they're going to be all those Barbies where somebody tried to shove the heads back on them and they're all puffy.
Oh my gosh.
Don't mind me.
So basically, they would look like Judith.
Judith does not look like anybody in that family, okay?
That's an ugly ass baby. I'm sorry, not sorry, but like
Someone tried to shove her head back.
I feel like we've talked about this so many times. Like we're all so just like every chance we get, we just rip into this poor child actor. Like you're ugly. You look like a pig. Like you're so mean.
I mean, is she ugly still?
Yes.
Like you don't ever see her face, like really. I guess when Carl died and she was all crying and snotty, but like whatever. No baby is cute when they're crying and snotty.
I actually did write this. I wrote my first note of worth was ugly baby alert. Like
oh my god.
Oh gosh. So
listen, I was a hideous baby and I turned out okay, so
I guess you're
There's hope for you, Judith. There's hope for you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That just I don't.
Well, I mean, I like Chandler Riggs. He was a cute little kid, and he like grew up good. Like there's no telling. You know what I mean? Like I was a hideous baby, and then I had like a cute phase when I was like 2.5 to like 3 or 4, and then I grew out of that cute phase and I was not cute again. And like then once I finally like grew into myself in high school, it's like, all right, like I'm okay, we're good now. I was not great for a lot of years, but eventually you grow.
Ugly baby crisis avoided.
Oh god, I was a hideous baby. I had like weird like ears and like a giant fucking head, just gigantic, and no hair until I was like 2 years old.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah. Judith, I look at Judith and I don't really think ugly baby, but like maybe when she was like a little baby, I don't even remember what she looked like. I don't remember what she looks like now because they only ever show the back of her fucking head.
It's like all snub nose. I'll send you a picture of her. It's actually a pair of twins, I believe, that play.
I'm sure it is.
Judith.
That way, if one baby's crying, they can just substitute it with the other one.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
TV has learned a lot from Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Oh my gosh. So this. Oh my god. Here's a really ugly picture, Tara. Like, Oh god.
You should
I'm
tweet
trying.
it.
No, we shouldn't. No, no,
This
that's bad.
poor child. We're just talking shit about this poor kid. They can't help what she looks like.
But I'm pretty sure this has been the original Judith since the
Oh, really?
beginning. Yeah.
You know what's funny? One of my close friends, he and his wife had a baby a month ago, maybe a little less, and he was watching. I think it was last weekend's Walking Dead episode, and his like immediate reaction was, "No way in hell would they have survived the zombie apocalypse with a baby."
Are you
And
talking
like,
about Jeremy?
no, 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 no. This is somebody you don't know. But like he like and I've talked to him and he said, their baby's great. The only time she fusses is when she wants food. But like when she wants food and she fusses, she's really loud. And I just, I haven't been around kids that much. I have nieces and nephews, but like I remember my niece Savannah, she didn't sleep through the night. She never slept for more than like 2 hours at a time for the first 18 months of her life. And I know that's not every baby, but like even assuming Judith was like the perfect baby sleep wise, yeah, no way in hell would they have survived with her. Which is why she died at the prison in the comics. So.
I'm looking. So, by the way, Judith has been played by 17 different actresses.
Ha!
Okay, season 6, Chloe and Sophia Garcia Frizzy. Kinsley plays 8. I think the ugly one is sorry. Chloe and Sophia Garcia Frizzy. They're the ones that have a little nose.
Oh.
I know. I sound so mean now. Wow. I feel bad.
Stop talking shit about those children. Anyway, so Lauren Cohen, speaking of babies, like Maggie's supposed to have a baby eventually, like 6 seasons from now, based on the way like the current timeline is moving. Like, but is Lauren Cohen gonna last that long?
That's what I was asking. Like whenever I said that she was gone, I think she's done.
I mean, we haven't heard that she's leaving, and I feel like that would be really big news. So unless they are keeping something, and the other thing is like if they've already filmed everything for this season, obviously, I mean the season finale is next week or this coming Sunday. So they've already like filmed everything, and it's like, I mean, they filmed everything a while ago, and I feel like there wouldn't have been these sort of like threats of her leaving if they had already written her out in this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like maybe the contract war started after they had stopped filming.
Right, but I mean, I mean, yeah, they haven't had Maggie on the show that much, but they can't just disappear her. Like,
that's what you think,
right? Whatever. Anyway, so my big thing is like, I swear to God, if they don't end this season with some sort of solution to the Negan situation, like I don't know if I can handle it anymore.
I don't think it's going to happen. Negan is going to stay. They aren't going to handle anything about him.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna kill him off, not by any means, but like if he doesn't get captured, or like if this season ends and like there's no solution to what's going on right now, like, and I like and I don't count if what am I saying? Like if Rick gets captured or Michonne gets captured or Maggie gets captured, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. If there's not some sort of solution at the end of this season, like I mean, I'll probably still hate watch it next season, but also like they've lost a lot of viewers and they can't keep it up.
They can't afford it, no.
I mean, I know that this stuff is already written and done, but like, I, how would you not get Wise? I mean, especially because the thing is, like, they don't film the second half of the season until like the first, like most of the first half of the season has already started airing. So like I remember at Walker Stalker Con the first couple of years, they were in the middle of like they were filming the second half of the season at the end of October, beginning of November those years. So like they had a chance to change it. And you'd think that they would view their like, yeah, they're still getting decent ratings, but they've plummeted so much, right? Like Farid, I think you keep track of that stuff more than I do, but like
Yeah. So the episode 14, which was Still Gotta Mean Something, it was the lowest rated episode. These people have gone from averaging 11, like the premiere of the season was 11 million views, and now nearing the finale, the episode 14 is now at only 6 million views.
Oh wow!
Like 50%, almost 50% of people, they aren't interested in watching this show anymore. So, like Tara said, why aren't the showrunners trying to do something about this?
I'm wondering if maybe Scott Gimple, like in changing his role, is not part of that trying to change things. I really don't know how much pull he's gonna have in this next season, and I really just hope that he is just, like I said, that it's like whenever, like, like whenever your parents are working in the garden. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Breed. Like your parents are working in the garden and like you want to help, but like they're like, no, you're just going to be pulling up all the flowers that we just planted. So they give you like a plastic shovel. That's literally what they've done to. That's what they've done to Gimple. They're just like, here, you can have the shovel while we actually do work. You could sit here as Lord of the Sandcastle, whatever. And like that's what I'm hoping they've done. I hope that he actually has not been promoted or elevated. I hope that he's been demoted, and I hope that the only reason they're keeping him there is just until I can quietly find a way to vote him out of the small council or something.
I mean, at this point, I would be happy if they announced that season 9 is going to be the last.
Oh, that would be lovely, but it probably won't happen.
I mean,
they don't know how to quit.
I mean, they can start another series like the Fear the Walking Dead. They can start another series, but let the Walking Dead end. Like it's just getting worse.
True.
I'm really, really hoping that next season is the last season. I feel like if they try to stretch it out to a 10th season, it's going to be real problematic. I don't know.
Let's see. Do we have anything else? Because I think that pretty much like the gripes and what the fuck moments were kind of all shared with us. What? Let's see. I know Santa Clarita Diet season 2 has aired.
Yeah, and it was good. I actually think it was better than season 1.
I started watching it, but I don't remember what happened. I started watching season 1 when it first came out, and I just lost interest. I've been on a Brooklyn Nine-Nine binge lately. That's like my go-to happy.
To be fair, like Santa Clarita Diet gets pretty gross at times.
I mean,
like it's like funny. Like it's not dark. It's very like comedic and everything, but it's still gross.
It's still gory humor.
Yeah, but it's funny, and I do think that season 2 really improved on season 1. But yeah, I mean, iZombie is still airing. Like it's on tonight, actually airing right now, or maybe it aired at 8:00. And this season of iZombie is good. Like it's actually better than last season, if you ask me.
Actually, I haven't even seen these. I haven't even seen this season because I haven't been able to get to my laptop or get to my cable.
But yeah, so iZombie is good this season. Santa Clarita Diet season 2 is good. If you're looking for not zombie related shows, I'm obsessed with Jane the Virgin right now. So yeah, that's about it for me.
Okay. Farid, do you have any suggestions?
I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's awesome. You should all watch it.
Yes,
Yeah, season 5 is airing right now, and it needs the views.
it does.
So yeah, check it out. Binge
It
watch it.
like I've been doing that. Like I hate Andy Sandberg, but I started watching it and I was like, I actually don't hate him as much as I thought I did. Like, and I've actually been enjoying this. And like the writing is, I think the same people who wrote Parks and Rec do Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So there's a lot of crossover stuff, a lot of actors. Like I know that they've had Ron Offerman has been on there. Jenny Slate was on there. Um, so yeah, there's been a lot of like it's really good. Like it's not campy. It's not like The Office was. It's very modern. It's got a lot. It's really woke. It has the captain is a gay black police officer, older. Most of the characters you have both. Uh, you've got Santiago and Diaz. They're both Latina. You've got Gina Linetti, who is just a mess, and that's the character that I am.
She's my favorite character on the show. I love Gina.
I love Gina too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry's Joker. But like you really gotta if you're like I was kind of like I'm gonna hate this show, but I started watching it and I was like, this is actually pretty good. Like they actually do have some pretty woke, pretty good moments, like some good with Andy Samberg, correcting a lot of his sexist remarks and there's a lot of POC stuff that's addressed and but like not in such a way that it's just like here it is the issues, but like police brutality is talked about. Like it's a good show. It really is a good show.
And that's why I'm looking forward to the actress who plays Jane on Jane the Virgin. She's going to guest star in Brooklyn Nine-Nine as Rosita's
Rose's girlfriend. Yeah.
Rosa's
nice.
girlfriend. So
I'm
that's going to
excited.
that's good.
Because I've been
So I'm looking forward to that.
I've been suffering through Rosa and Pimento, and I am so tired of it. I'm so tired of Rosa and Pimento, so I'm ready for Rosa to get a girlfriend because she's amazing.
I've seen like random episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They've always been really amusing. I've just never had time to like actually sit down and watch it. So,
I think we're this is it. I think we're done.
Yeah,
wow,
done.
We got through like an hour and 15 minutes. Not bad, y'all.
Because there's not much to say.
We talked about the babies.
Yeah. And I mean, we also like we'll be back next week because it's the season finale.
Yeah, and I'm actually
something better happen on that finale. Something better happen.
I may drink.
Yeah.
For that, yeah. I have to work the next morning, but I may do a couple of shots before I get on the cam. But I have to be really careful about my alcohol consumption right now because of all the health stuff I have going on. But all right. So join us next week though. We are going to be covering the finale. Some of us may be sober, some of us may not be sober. You can probably I don't know, there's probably gonna be a lot of yelling. So just be prepared. So I am Bekah along with Farid and Tara. Thank you again for joining us while we bitch about stuff and things with the Bitching Dead. Please follow the Bitching Dead and the Geeky Area on Twitter. Remember, we are a free webcast run off of donations from viewers like you. Thank you for contributing to our hope site, the Geeky Area. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.